Hello, everyone. Welcome to our presentation today. My name is Dr. Thomas Christner, and the title of our presentation is Student Engagement in the Digital Classroom. I am a full-time online faculty member at Grand Canyon University in the College of Education. I'm also a certified secondary teacher and principal in Arizona, and I have been in education for 14 years. The objectives that we will cover today in our presentation will be that the participants will categorize their current instructional practices. The facilitator, that's me, will share some maximal engagement strategies to help facilitate learning in an online environment. And then at the end of the PD, you'll be able to implement maximal engagement strategies in your online classrooms. These are just some norms and expectations. One, open your mind and challenge your thinking. If you're working with a partner, share your ideas and expertise with each other as you're going through the presentation. And then just be open and have some grace for me. And if you're working with somebody else, for them as well. This is a quote that I really like. It's from one of my favorite authors, C.S. Lewis. And C.S. Lewis says, "You never know what you can do until you try, and very few try unless they have to." All right, this is going to be a document that we are going to use throughout our time together today. I'm going to get this opened up here for us. And what you want to do is go ahead and type in your this link here into your web browser. And this is a bit.ly link, and it's going to bring you to a Google document. So this is what this will look like. It's going to say, make a copy. Go ahead and click that. That'll make a copy and allow you to write on the document as you work throughout our presentation together. We're going to have about 4 different parts to our presentation today. You're going to see some items here that you're going to be able to click on and interact with, and this is going to be something you're going to want to have with you throughout this time. Just make sure that you're filling out and following the prompts, and the real purpose of this is to help you reflect not only on your current practice, but how you can implement some of these strategies into your future practice as an online educator as well. So if needed, go ahead and pause your video, get this link, and then get that document up and ready to go, because we'll be using that throughout our presentation. First thing I'd like to start us off with today is a word cloud activity. This is through Mentimeter, and you can use either this QR code or this bit.ly link here. Either one will work. If you use the QR code, that will bring it up on your phone. And what we're going to focus on is what do you want to learn today. So when you open up that code, this window will pop up to Mentimeter, and you're just going to type in what you want to learn there today. These are going to be what our results will look like on Mentimeter. You will be able to access this through the presentation document. And what you would do is just click on this, open it in a new window, and you'll see here some examples of what others have shared that they would like to learn today. This is just another great tool that can be used in your online classroom. Again, it's called Mentimeter, and this is a word cloud. Couple of things about a word cloud. As items are added to the word cloud, they will either they will get bigger or smaller depending on how many people have included those specific items. So as items grow, like engagement, this means the most amount of people selected engagement about what they want to learn for this presentation. After you've completed that first activity, what I'd like you to do is then think about this activity as well. Again, this is going to be on Mentimeter also, and you can use this QR code or the bit.ly link. If you use the bit.ly link, that will bring it up on your computer or on your phone. This would definitely be a way you could do it on your phone, though. If needed, go ahead and pause the slide, and I'm going to just open this up and show you what it looks like again. Very similar. This time we're going to enter 3 words. So what engagement strategies do you use in your classroom already? And you're just going to enter these, and you have up to 25 words to type. After you've entered your responses, go ahead and hit submit. Again, once you have, you can access these results in the slide deck. And to do that, again, you're just going to open up this link. You can see what some others have shared as well. And notice videos, games, those are highlighted, Padlet, specific item. But these are all items that have been shared out about what people are using in their online classrooms already. Just a great way to take a look and see what others are doing and how maybe you could also employ some of these strategies that other educators have previously shared. All right, today, let's get into some of the strategies we're going to be talking about today. So first off, we have 4 engagement strategies that we're going to cover. Remember in that document I shared out with you, we had 4 parts, and those relate directly to each of the types of strategies we're going to cover. First off, we have video. Video can be used to share information and engage students. Next, we have graphics. And graphics can be used as presentation tools or things that even students can create, which can really help to up the engagement when you have your students using these tools to create things as well. Our third strategy is gaming. Gaming in the classroom can impact engagement, classroom management, and it also can provide students something to work towards, which is always helpful, and it's a great way to help your students continue to want to participate in what you're doing in the classroom. Our last one then is collaboration. Collaboration can provide students the chance to work with classmates in the online world, and we're going to go over some specific tools that can be used to help that. I know sometimes it can feel a little bit overwhelming as an online educator to implement collaboration in your online classroom, but the great thing is there are some specific tools that we can use to help us encourage collaboration between students and help them to learn the skill of collaboration so that they can take that with them into their future jobs. All right, our first maximal engagement strategy is video. Use of video in the classroom, I see it as 4 specific items. Now, you may come up with some more as you think through this, but from my use as an online educator, what I like to do relates specifically to these 4 items here. The first one is flipping the classroom. Notice I flipped the plane upside down just as a reminder of what flipping the classroom is. And really what that is it's recording video lessons to provide students the opportunity to work at any time, so that if a student is gone, that they could gone from your class or absent, that they could have the ability to log in to the classroom and have the opportunity to still complete the lesson just as if they were in a live synchronous session. We also have asynchronous discussion, which can be discussion between teacher and students. And we're going to talk about some specific tool that enables that to happen. Student created videos. Students can use different technology platforms to create videos that can be shared out with you, the teacher. This is something that I have in the classes that I teach, class that I teach as an assignment, and it's really helpful because it allows a student to record the video and share it with me, and then I can see specifically what they are thinking on in regards to a specific topic, and it's just a very helpful tool. And then finally, we have the traditional video clips, and that would be integrating video clips into our normal into the normal teaching of a course. Another great thing to do, because there are many resources out on the internet that are video, that are appropriate videos that can be incorporated into your classroom. One concern that I have had a teacher share with me before is, well, if you have a YouTube video in your classroom, a student can go down a rabbit hole and, before you know it, they're distracted and not paying attention to what's going on in class. That definitely can happen. But one way to help that is through the use of embedding a video. And there's actually a code that you can insert into a YouTube link that will, if you embed a video into your learning management system, that will stop it from generating those suggested videos as well. I will include that little note in the slide note deck of this slide for you if you want to then take a look at that later. So just wanted to make sure that you're aware of that there is a way to help to overcome that issue of, well, what if the students go down that rabbit hole and get disengaged from my lesson? There is a way to fix that, and that is to embed videos in the classroom. All right, this is a video that we are not going to watch it specifically in this presentation, but what I wanted to do is provide you a link so that you can access it and watch it. So what you want to do is get this bit.ly link, type this into your web browser. This will take you to YouTube, and it's going to bring you to this video. It's called A Student-Centered Model of Blended Learning from Edutopia. And the teachers in this, they teach at a high school in Washington, D.C., and they are in-person teachers. But they do a great job of using video in their classroom. And I think it's a great example to see of how you can flip a classroom, and this even has application to the online classroom as well. So please take a moment, watch this video. It's just over 5 minutes long, shouldn't take you too long, and then come back to the presentation and continue on with us. These are some different video tools to increase engagement in your online classroom. The first one is Loom. Loom is a tool that I find near and dear to my heart. Loom is an all-in-one video recording platform. The great thing about Loom is that you don't have to upload your video anywhere. You can upload a video, and then the other nice thing about Loom is you can actually upload a video to Loom. The program Loom provides a secure link that only the person with the link can view it. So this is another great tool that you could use to have your students create videos as well. The other benefit of this is Loom is free, and there is actually an educator version of Loom that you can get if you have a K-12 education address, or actually any educational email address. I have the free version of this, and I'm employed at a university. And it's just a great tool to use that can help. Couple of things to note here. It's a video creating and sharing software. So not only can you create your video, you can also share it through Loom. This has web-based and desktop editions of the tool as well. If you use the web-based, there are some limits to it because it is through Google Chrome. The thing that can also occur is that you can only record what's in the Chrome window. To get out of having to have Chrome up all the time, what you can do is download the desktop edition, and then you can record anything that appears on your screen. The next one we have is YouTube, and everyone is probably aware of YouTube by now. This is a free video hosting and creation software. It's a web-based software that integrates excellent with Google. So if you're using Google Classroom, YouTube is a great way to go. YouTube provides you the ability as the educator to curate a channel and keep your videos in one location. This is something that I do and use, and it also has the ability to have videos set to being unlisted, which is similar to Loom, which means that the videos can't be searched by people in YouTube. They can only be found if a person has the link, which is a nice feature. The other great thing about YouTube is that it's free. And while you can use video, you can create videos on YouTube. I've never personally done that. I always pre-record my video and then I will upload it to YouTube. And typically I will use either Loom, or I even use Zoom, because when I use Zoom to record videos, I like that I can include my personalized background in there. And I have two specific video types that I record. I record instructional videos, and I record videos with me speaking on them. If it's me just speaking, I'll use Zoom because I like the background. If I'm doing an instructional video, I'll use Loom and put a white background behind me that is not distracting and will block out what is going on behind me. And that just helps to make the video look a little more professional. So those are just some tips with using Loom and YouTube. The last one then is Flip. This previously was known as Flipgrid. Flipgrid is a free tool that any educator can get. Flipgrid is owned by the Microsoft Corporation, and it is a great way to engage students in asynchronous video communication. The other great thing that Flip can do is that you can also record video just like YouTube and Loom on it. You can create what are called, now they're called groups. They used to be called grids, but within those groups, you can have a whole series of videos. The other nice thing about using Flip is that when students use it, it is very user-friendly. I know this from firsthand experience because this was a tool that my daughter had to use when the shutdowns happened from the COVID-19 pandemic. And in kindergarten, she was able to navigate Flip and use it without any problem at all. And by the time she used it a couple times, she started telling me, "Okay, Dad, I can do it on my own." So it is a tool that can be used throughout educational levels, and even at the college level, is something that can be used. The great thing about all of these is they're all web-based. Other than the desktop edition of Loom, you don't need to download anything. You can just access these through their different portals that they have on the internet. Okay, let's do some practice. So what I'd like you to do right now is to try making a video on Flip. I think it's important to know what a tool looks like from a student view. So what I'd like you to do is you're going to go to this link. I'll open it up here and show you what it looks like. And we're going to need a password. So I'm going to put this over here. Here's our password, engagement 2020. And what we're going to do is we're going to type that password just as it appears here. Okay, we got our password. This will bring us into the Flip. You'll notice there's already some responses in here from others. And what you're going to do is you're going to share out 3 things in a 30-second video. You're going to share your name, grade level you teach, one way you already implement video in your classroom, and one way you plan to implement video in your classroom. So that is what Flipgrid looks like. The other cool thing that you can do, you can really personalize this. This is they have the ability to add GIFs and images into the grid for your students. Just another way to personalize it and make it a little more engaging when a student goes in and sees what they're going to be doing. So I'm going to close this out. Just make sure then after that you are on your reflection document and you complete the section for your reflection document. It's going to ask you in that document to share a link to share your YouTube link. What you can do is just go up, or I'm sorry, your Flip link. What you're going to do is you're going to go up to the top of the URL address bar. Just copy that Flip link. Make sure you save the password here, engagement 2022, with the asterisks, and that will allow you then to access your video at a later time and access this grid, this group as well. So if you want a reminder of what it looks like for a student, you can definitely see it again and see how to use Flip. All right, what I'd like you to do right now is just take a moment, reflect on what we've covered, make sure you're working on getting that document, our reflection document, filled out. You have part 1 completed with those reflection prompts completed, and then let's get ready to move on to our next maximal engagement strategy, which is graphics. All right, graphics are a great way to increase engagement in the classroom. And it's something that I try to incorporate into my classroom weekly. I do this by creating things in Canva. Canva is another great tool that can be used by educators. It is a free tool, and if you are a K-12 educator, you can actually get access to the full version of Canva that is like the pro version, which gives you access to so many items that you can use. If you're not able to sign up for the educator version, the free version is sufficient and is what I use. I can't get the educator version because they don't offer that to university educators yet. Hopefully, I'm very hopeful that they will someday, but as of right now, I just use the free version. A variety of items can be created in Canva, including infographics, flyers, newsletters, whiteboards. We'll talk a little about what these are. You may not be very familiar with these, but these are a tool that can be used for collaboration in Canva. Presentations and graphic organizers, along with many, many others. These are just some of the items that I wanted to highlight here. The really nice thing about Canva is that it includes templates and icons that can be used and incorporated into your work that then you can make your own. This tool can help us to teach visually to our students, which is very important because so many learners today are visual learners due to the technology that they're exposed to on an everyday basis. And this was something that I realized in my own online teaching practice, is that I had to do more to provide visual learning for my students. This is a definition from Mercado from 2017. It appears in paragraph 3 of their article, and it just says it's teaching that uses visual aids or organizers such as charts, graphs, images, maps, slides, and videos that help learners manage and understand information more effectively. Notice that they are pointing out a couple of things here: videos, graphs, images. Those are all items that we can actually create in Canva as well, because Canva also is a video platform as well, just not one that we talked about previously. So use of graphics. We can use graphics for instruction. These can be used as an instructional tool that can be included in a classroom or a lesson for students to review and have content delivered to them. We can also use them to communicate. Great way to communicate between student, teachers, and parents. And it provides that a nice professional touch as you are sending home items. The other great thing about, I'll just say this about Canva too, is that it's very user-friendly. So just wanted to say that as well. I missed that in our last slide. We also have the ability for students to create graphics, and students can sign up for Canva accounts as well and create different graphics for their work, and then submit these back to you. And then collaborative tools can also be used as part of the different graphic items, such as whiteboards and Jamboards. And we'll go over exactly how those can be implemented a little bit later in our presentation. So these are some examples of things that I have personally created for my classroom that I use on a weekly basis for my university success classes. These are all infographics, and these were all templates that were available in Canva. And what I did is I made them my own. I tried to incorporate some of the the color schemes that we have at the university, and how these items each related to what we're learning during the week, so that students have an easy way to go and see what they need to focus on and understand how they can apply what they've previously read and see it in a different medium. These are another example. These are some flyers that I also use in my class. The first one here is how I share out participation, with an example of how I share out my participation requirements with my students. This is actually one of the first graphics I ever made in Canva. It's this one right here, and it was something that I still use to this day in a variety of my classes. The next one is some instructions on how to sign up for Loom. If you're having a student that is struggling with understanding how to do something like a task that you're instructing them on, Canva is a really easy way to take some screenshots, drop them into a document, and share a link with a student and kind of point them in the right direction. This is something that I made pretty quickly and then shared out with a student to help them get signed up for Loom for an assignment in my class. And then this last one, again, has to do with the participation requirement of the courses that I teach, and is something that just another way that I try to communicate the requirements with my students. Next one is a newsletter that I helped to put together at the university. Again, many templates here, and just something that I just wanted to show kind of what a newsletter can look like in the Canva platform. This is an example of a whiteboard. If this was a live Canva document, this would be an interactive document where your students can add their thoughts. So they can click on these little sticky notes and add them. You can lock all of these items so that students can't move around except these items, and then they can add and participate in what you'd like them to do. The other cool thing is there are some animated graphics that are included in Canva. This brainstorm is one of them. If this was on the live document that you'll have access to in your reflection document, it kind of jumps back and forth and up and down. Just another way to grab students' attention as they're looking at the at what you are wanting them to do. And then this is an example of a presentation. This is a presentation that I am hoping to use to share the importance of citing and referencing with my students, and how to go about effectively incorporating and writing a reference and citation. These next two are some examples of graphic organizers. These are ways that that you can incorporate different things into your classroom. Like, for example, I have this one that I have all filled out for my students as I'm sharing about some dispositions of learners and faith that we integrate at our university. What you can do, what you could do is you could delete these items here and give your students a blank one that they could then fill out, and they could fill out in Canva, you know, as a way to get it filled in. And you just have to do a little bit of playing around and make sure that things are locked and set up so that students can, so that they're not worrying about like moving things, you know, moving the different parts around or those items. This next one is a choice board. This is another way that you can, you know, integrate choice into your classroom. This is one that I created using, this is a graphic that's included in Canva again, and then you just put in the different projects you'd like your students to work on, and then after you've done that, I would have mine write a 100-word summary as one of the projects as well, and then they just pick three that they are going to choose to complete. All right, let's practice. So what you're going to do is you're going to go back to our reflection document, and what I'd like you to do is open up one of the templates using the QR code or link that's on that document. You're going to choose a template that you could use to create a graphic for your classroom, and then I'd like you to kind of play with that for a little bit and work on creating a graphic that you would like to use in your classroom. Don't worry if something gets messed up. There is an undo button in Canva, and it's something that it's just like the little you know, refresh circle. You can click that and it'll undo. And don't be afraid to make a mistake, and really make it your own, and you know, let who you are as a teacher come through in the different items that you create for your classroom. And then you also want to make sure that you complete the reflection on your document as well. All right, so let's make sure that we have part 2 of our reflection document completed, and that you've got to take a look at those different Canva templates and have an idea of something that you would like to create in your classroom. Feel free to pause the presentation and kind of play with Canva for a little bit, and you know, really get a good understanding of it. And then we can go ahead and move on to our next maximal engagement strategy. Our next strategy is gaming. And this is something that I like to do in my classroom. I've seen a great level of engagement from these items that I include in my classroom. If you're like me, you probably are wondering, well, how do I make a video game for my students play in the classroom? Well, you're going to have to move a little bit away from thinking that you're making a video game. What you're doing is you're incorporating the premise of gaming into the classroom. And you can do that by providing your students with specific tasks that they complete, that then they can earn a badge like what I have over here, that they can earn and keep and take with them. A couple great things about integrating badges into your classroom is that, one, they're free. It's a great way to reward students. That's free and it doesn't cost you anything. I know, as when I was a classroom teacher, that was something that I was always conscious of, is if I need to provide a reward for my students, how much is it going to cost me? This is a great free reward, and it's something that you can set up to you know, be kind of self-sufficient in your classroom, that provides students the badge as they complete the task. So gaming is, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So gaming is a great way to increase engagement and help with classroom management, because as we hear from Vic, 2020 on page 20, use today think of gaming not just as recreation, but as a purpose-driven journey of sorts with challenges to overcome and an eventual reward to enjoy. So that badge would be that reward that they get. To make gaming possible, you have to app smash. And app smashing, according to Christner and McCabe, is using different apps to create one product that creates student engagement. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to pull up an example of what this looks like and kind of talk you through how I have done this in my classroom. So what I like to do is I use Microsoft Forms. You could also use Google Forms as well. This is an example activity, and it's similar to one that I include in my classroom. This one would be focused on the topic of time management, because that's a topic that we cover in my intro undergraduate class. So what I always have my students do is they're going to include their name, they're going to include their first and last name, and then they're going to go through and complete this task. So notice I have included here some different types of questions: multiple choice, yes, no, short answer. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this out for you really quickly. I'm not going to be cognizant of what I'm clicking. I'm just going to click them because I want to show you how you can then integrate the sharing of the badge automatically with your students. So when you click submit then, and again, this is your student side, this is the thank you page. So within the settings of either Google Forms or Microsoft Forms, what you have to do is you go into the settings and then you type out what you want to have your thank you page say. I do this on all the activities I have, and this way, this prevents me from having to provide the badge to my students individually. They can get the badge, and I make it their responsibility to save this badge on their document. So here is the link for their badge. They can save that, and then I provide them with a document that they can save their work on, and of the badges and the links. And then towards the end of the course, I give them the opportunity to turn in all of their badges to me. And for each single activity they complete, they can earn a participation response. And then at the end, they can earn one additional participation response if they've completed all the badges for the course. So we have the use of gaming. So let's talk about, again, how we can use this in our classrooms and what it can do to help us. So the first way is it can help to provide engagement. This allows students to complete activities to engage with specific materials. And you can make the activities specific to content or skill building, whatever you're trying to teach in your classroom. And that's the great thing about using these. I really got this idea from my daughter's first grade teacher. She sent home when she was doing online learning, she sent home a Microsoft form that was in a quiz form. And I thought, wow, that's a really great way to have to collect student responses. And then the more that I thought about it, and I started thinking about gaming, I thought, wow, this could really be a way that I could implement this in my classroom and provide a gaming element that helps students to want to participate. And I've seen a huge level of engagement from my students. Out of a class of maybe 25, most of the time I'll get 20 responses on a participation post like this, which is by far the most I get out of any participation post that I share. Students really enjoy doing these activities and having something to work towards in my classes. The next one would be purpose. It gives students the purpose to complete activities. And then also provides us the opportunity for students to work on skills and allows you to tailor what they're working on and for you to be able to see exact results and responses once a student clicks submit. The other great thing is you can set like a short answer response. You can set it to have specific words. So if there's you're doing a math problem and you want a specific answer and like work to be shown, you could have that as part of the response that has to be included. There's very, very many ways that you can encourage students to demonstrate. It doesn't have to be just a multiple choice form. You like I showed you in that example, you can have specific items that students are responding to with short answers and include specific responses that you're looking for, like specific keywords that students would have to include. Also, you're tapping into interest. Students already like gaming. I see this with my own kids. They love playing video games. And I think it's because it provides them the opportunity to, work towards something. My kids love playing Super Mario and trying and, beating each of the worlds. And I think that doing something like this just helps to draw on the students' prior interests and allows them to participate in class in another way. And just remember, now we're to the point where probably almost all students we have, even including me, have had some type of experience with gaming in their life, specifically video gaming, because of when these items first came about in the last century. So just some things to think about of how you can use gaming to help expand your teaching practice. So these are some example badges I've created. I just wanted to show you this, and I created these using Canva. So just another great way to incorporate Canva into your teaching practice. The great thing about these is once you've created one, you can then kind of use that same template for the badges for the next sets that you create. And that's really what I do. I created one and I just kind of built upon those as I make them for different classes. All right, so let's practice. What we're going to do is we're going to head back to that reflection document. And on that document in part 3, you're going to see a link to an activity. And this is going to give you the option to try out an activity and kind of see how it works to complete it. And then what you're going to do is make sure that you're filling out that reflection section. So take a little bit of time and go ahead and get that activity completed on the reflection document. All right, let's pause for a little bit and kind of reflect on what we have seen with how maybe you can incorporate gaming in the classroom. And remember, this is just how I incorporate it. If you want to, make this your own, that's great. I just wanted to provide this as an example of kind of how it could be done. And if there's another, if there's a program that you use where it's already doing this and you see how you could have students incorporate the different items that they're earning and then collecting those and sharing those back with you, that's a great way to do it too. But this is one way that I saw it possible for me, and it might be something that is possible for you to do in your classroom as well. So let's make sure we have our reflection document filled out. You've completed the example task that I provided, the gaming task, and that then we'll get ready to move on to our final maximal engagement strategy. So our final engagement strategy is collaboration. And collaboration is, having students work online is a great way to help increase engagement. And the great thing is now we have some tools that can aid teachers in doing this, especially those of us that are online educators. So Canva's a great way. Google Suite. I know many schools are using the Google Suite platform and using the Google LMS as their learning management system. So those are great ways with docs, slides, Jamboard. Those are all items that can be incorporated to help increase student learning. Zoom is increased collaboration, and Zoom is another great way to increase collaboration. And if your school uses Teams, that's another way that students can work to collaborate, and you can see the collaboration that's going on. These tools allow students to all work together in real time. And then again, here is an example of how this can look specifically in the Canva platform. So let's talk a little about the use of collaboration. So one way that we can effectively use this is that so students can work collaboratively and either asynchronously or synchronously, depending on what it is that you would like them to do. The great thing about all of these tools is that maybe besides Zoom is that one student could work, students could work asynchronously, and then the other student could come back and work and add theirs as well, or they could be on and work synchronously together while they're working on these projects. The other great item is students can discuss and interact using these tools as well, which is another great feature of implementing these tools to help to promote collaboration in your classroom. All right, so what I would like us to do is to practice a little bit. I'm going to show you what the live Canva collaboration document looks like, so you can see it. And you're going to have the opportunity to go to this and also participate in it as well when we're working on a reflection document. So what you can do is you click the document. You're going to add your thoughts to it. How do you encourage collaboration between students in your classroom? How can you integrate the tools that we learned about to help students collaborate? The really other cool thing about this is if you have the ability to embed something into your online classroom, you can embed a Canva whiteboard like this directly into the classroom, and then each time it's refreshed, the new responses will show up. That's something that in the previous learning management system that we had was something that I did so that students could see it as they were, adding their responses, and then refresh it and see their responses appear there. So this is what Canva looks like. And then if you've never used Jamboard before, Jamboard is a Google tool that's included in the Google Suite. And what you would do is you can copy these, you duplicate it, and then you can add your thoughts to it. So you just share one thing you'd like to try with collaboration on a sticky note and make one comment on someone else's idea. So just another way that you can have an online collaboration tool that students can use. With this, you just want to make sure that this is set to share. I'm going to pull this up because sometimes this can lead to some issues. We want to make it so that people can edit, so anyone with link can edit, and then it's shareable to that have the link. All right, so let's head back to our reflection document. We're going to open up that document, and I want you to access the Canva activity and Jamboard and go ahead and add your thoughts and ideas to those items. As it says here, add your collaboration, and then let's complete the reflection section on part 3 of your reflection document. All right, to close our activity out, if you don't have a partner, that's okay. What I'd like you to do, though, is if you don't have a partner, write down one thing that you learned today that you could apply to your classroom. Think about one thing that you could share with somebody else that you would like to learn more about. And then think about the next PD session that you would like to take a look at that's provided from Canyon PD. If you have a partner, you're going to do the same things and discuss that with them if you're working on this with somebody. So go ahead and pause, get those items completed, and then when you're ready, we'll come back. Well, we have covered some maximal engagement strategies today. We covered 4. They were video, graphics, gaming, and collaboration. I hope that going over those has been helpful for you. And just remember, 1, we want to make sure that you have reflected on those different items. You got your reflection document filled out because that's an integral part of this professional development, and that you are thinking of ways that you can implement these items into your classroom and the different ways that you are already implementing some of these items into your online classrooms as well. Our why at Canyon PD is to empower, educate, and inspire our community so that they can take action to fulfill their purpose and serve others. And then here are some links for some free PD options from Canyon Professional Development. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can use this bit.ly to access the professional developments. There's lots of great things on the YouTube channel, so take a look at those if you haven't already. And again, there are more options. You can go directly to canyonpd.com as well and see some on-demand PD that's available for you as teachers. References are included here, and feel free to take a look at those once you have that slide deck. Thank you all for taking a look at this professional development. I hope that this has been beneficial to you. And Just remember, you can implement these maximum engagement strategies to increase engagement in your classroom through the use of video, graphics, collaboration, and gaming. And again, hope this was helpful, and thanks for viewing this professional development.